The Yakuza series has been going strength to strength over the years, and heck, even reinvented itself into a traditional RPG a few years ago. The series shows no sign of stopping, but one side of the gaming landscape has lacked some Yakuza goodness, that being Nintendo. Going for years without release, even the head of RGG Studios didn't think Switch was the right fit. Then they decided to release Yakuza Kiwami to great success on the Switch, so it's time for arguably the best entry, Yakuza 0, to come to Switch 2. So let's see how they did, shall we? Yakuza 0 was my first ever Yakuza game, and I was smitten at first play. The game and series as a whole is a wonderful mix of serious gangster drama with heartbreaking moments, whilst also having a very playful and fun side to it with silly side content. Nothing like a guy being beaten up with a bike only to pop over to the road to sing karaoke, and yes, you can do that in the game. I could wax lyrical on how incredible this game is in detail, but all I'll say is if you've never played a Yakuza game and don't know where to start, Zero is the one. It's a prequel to the whole series. It sees the rise of series protagonists Kazuma Kiryu and Goro Majima as they battle on the mean streets of Japan in the late 80s. It's a brilliant story full of intrigue, humour, and heart with wonderful character development. It's glorious, and honestly, I don't want to spoil it for new players. The game is really split up into two parts, your story stuff and side content. The story stuff sees you going through the main story missions, moving everything forward, whilst also beating up loads and loads of goons. The combat here is super fun, feeling like a fighting game with a huge amount of moves that you can pull off. Both Kiryu and Majima has a handful of fighting styles, all with their own lists of moves and combos. Onto the side stuff, this is where a huge part of the joy of the Yakuza series come from. It knows how to have fun, from a bucket load of side stories, some silly, some heartwarming, and some absolutely ludicrous, to minigames such as golf, poker, and even arcade machines with old Sega classics like Space Harrier on them. Part of the fun is discovering all these side stuff for yourself, so I won't say any more about them, but be sure to know that they are an absolute joy. The game isn't open world per se, it's set in a densely packed open city. It may not look very big on paper, but every corner, every alleyway always has something to do. It's really outstanding and definitely shows that you don't need some super huge open world to feel immersed and lost in to explore. RGG Studios always has excel in this, and Kamurocho, the city of the game, is a joy to explore all over again. I could talk and talk about why Yakuza 0 is so amazing, but what a lot of people will be here for is what's new for the Switch 2 version. After all, it's called the Director's Cut. Well, first up, let's talk about the performance, and the game always looked nice on PS4. Heck, the game is a PS3 title at its heart, so running at 60 FPS on the PS4, even back in 2017, wasn't no issue. But Switch 2 displays the game now at 4K 60 FPS while stock, and it's truly impressive, whilst also being at 1080p 60 FPS in handheld too. Everything looks incredibly impressive with all the shadows and reflections you could ever want. This is truly the best looking and playing version of this modern classic. We also see an English dub for the game now, and honestly, I've never really been huge on him. Like a Dragon, the first Like a Dragon did it pretty well, but here it's just too cheesy and doesn't fit. Also, it doesn't help that Kiryu, aka the main character of the game, voice actor is absolutely awful here, unfortunately. So stick with the Japanese version and you'll have a much greater time. There's also extra cutscenes, around about half an hour or so, and it's definitely cool to see them, but can't really say anything more about them as they're super spoilery. But they do add some extra depth to certain stuff what happened in the game. It'll be interesting to hear what other fans think of their additions and how it changes the story ever so. And the final new addition is a new multiplayer mode called Red Light Raid. And unfortunately, it's been hard to get a match on it, but thankfully you can play it in solo. And it's just a typical wave based battler with the Yakuza characters. It's throwaway fun, nothing amazing, but nice enough that it's there. But honestly, I can't see myself coming back to it much. It's nice that it's there, but definitely isn't needed. But anyway, conclusion time now, and Yakuza 0 Director's Cut is the best way to play arguably the best Yakuza game. It looks and runs better than ever, the new content is a welcome addition, and the game is still as incredible as ever. It's definitely worth double dipping for old hands and for people who've never played this game before. Wow, I'm jealous of you, as you're in for a treat. So that's why I'm giving Yakuza 0 Director's Cut on the Nintendo Switch 2 a 9 out of 10 with a title of brilliant. As always, thank you ever so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you could like and subscribe, that'd be totally awesome. And as always, till next time, bye.